Alright guys, so welcome back. I know it's been a while, but today we're going to be back with a couple of videos. So this is going to be a series that I'm going to be talking about player playstyles. Playstyles are very important in this game. When you're building a team, you need to know how each playstyle will perform, how they interact with each other. So in this video, we're going to be talking about center forward playstyles. So first, let's start off with target man. Target man or post player, depending on which English version of the game you're using. It says in the game, a player who creates attacking opportunities by positioning himself forward and losing markers in order to receive critical passes. Positioning himself forward is not exactly accurate. What a more accurate way to understand this would be to look in real life as creative forwards, right? A brilliant example right now is Harry Kane. Look at him. He's supposed to be a center forward, but he's in midfield almost. So these are players that like to drop very deep. Look at him. He's basically in defensive midfield, but he likes to drop deep so he can find his teammates. So we're going to be talking about a few systems in which you can use a target man. The first now I want to talk about is in a 4-4-2. So in this, a target man is going to, you play him alongside a goal poacher and offensive wingers. And if you see, every time the target man, look at Dzeko, he always wants to come back, try to get involved in play. The other centre forward, Torres, is way up. Look at him. He's way up. He always wants to play on the shoulder of the defender, but Dzeko wants to stay back, get involved with build-up play and help create goals. So that's what target men are basically, creative forwards. They drop deep, and that's why players can run on beyond them to get into goal scoring opportunities. Like, look at this again. He gets the ball, turns, plays it to the winger who's alongside him. So that's the whole job of a target man. That's how you integrate a target man into your system. Look again, now this time it's Kluivert and Inzaghi. Inzaghi is the goal poacher. He's way ahead of Kluivert. Kluivert is almost, again, he's dropping deep. He's looking to find other players and create opportunities for them. Again, Kluivert stays back, tries to set Inzaghi off. I mean, this guy got lucky with the way Khan came out, but thankfully it fell to Lampard and he doesn't miss. But yeah, that's essentially how you use a target man. Again, look, he's staying back, and because he stays back, you have these offensive players on the wing and a goal poacher next to him who can make these great runs. And you can see his positioning if you look, like Dzeko's positioning here, or even Kluivert. You can see their positioning throughout the game is significantly lower than someone like a goal poacher like Inzaghi. So that's a way to use a target man in this system 4-4-2. But personally, my favorite system to use a target man is in Sheriffshenko. Now this guy is a very unique manager. You guys need to try to get him. There's a couple other managers with this formation now, but it's so good if you use two goal poachers at SS and a target man at CF. It basically, that target man comes so deep, he almost plays like an AMF, and the two SS are like strikers, right? So this is my favorite place to use a target man, and you'll see why. Because the way they drop off, the way they create chances is just amazing. Look, you get the ball and you can see, again, Kluivert gets the ball. Kluivert doesn't really want to make forward runs, but he has these offensive players like Figo, two goal poachers alongside him, and then Figo and Sane on the wing. So he has a lot of options every time he turns. I know this game was a little bit laggy, but what I want you to focus on is Kluivert's positioning. He's always going to be behind the two center forwards, even though the center forward position is in front. And once he gets the ball, he has great passing. He can find the forwards, and Buado's not going to miss. Again, in this situation, look, he's basically like an attacking midfielder. That's why target man is a playstyle which is misunderstood a lot, because when you're used to players like goal poachers like Torres or Mbappe, when you first move to a target man, you're going to be a little confused, because why aren't they making forward runs? They never really want to get into the box. They never really want to be the one to score the goal. Like, look, even in this situation, he's just happy to play as a midfielder and just spread play. Look, he has no desire to get into the box. He's just chilling. He wants to stay back, pick up any loose balls that come his way. So that's why a target man is a very, very fun play style to use and experiment with. Who are some of the good target men in game? Now, as I've been using, featured Dzeko is amazing. He's got everything you want in a target man, or if you have some extra eFootball points, you can pick up iconic Kluivert from the shop. Recently featured Raul Jimenez. If you picked him up, he's great as well. and Seb Aller. Now, what do you look for in a target man? What do all these target men? Why do I say that they're good? Because from a target man, you want height, you want strength, so that because they're going to be dropping back, so you want them to be able to hold on to the ball, and then you want to look for really good passing. All these players had really good passing stats, especially Kluivert, and one-touch pass is also a must for these kind of players. But yeah, so that's a little bit about target man. It's, again, as I said, it's very misunderstood, but once you get used to it, once you understand how to make it work, it's so fun to use. So let's move on to the next play style, which is going to be Fox in the Box. So the next playstyle we're going to talk about is Fox in the Box. Now, Fox in the Box is a playstyle which was much worse last year, but in PES 21 they have made a few tweaks to the movement to make them much better. So now, who is a poacher or a Fox in the Box? A striker who lurks in the 18-yard box just waiting for the ball. So it's a kind of player, it's a kind of term that was used to describe players that or strikers who don't really like to get involved too much in build-up play. Like a prime example is Aguero, right? He doesn't really get involved in build-up and creation of goals. He doesn't get too many assists, but what he does is he's always there in the box, in the right area when you need a goal. When they're in the box, they get the ball, they twist, they turn, they're sharp, and they somehow manage to find the back of the net. So how can you use Fox in the Box in the game? Now, one of the first systems, or probably the easiest and most effective way to use a Fox in the Box, I would say, is in a 4-3-1-2. So in this, we have Batistuta as our starting, and we're going to bring on Morienta as both Fox in the Boxes. So what their role is, they will drop deeper, and when you use offensive players like a goal poacher and hole player and Havertz ahead of, next to them, Batistuta or the Fox in the Box will always drop deeper, and these offensive players will make runs beyond them. So as I said, you don't want to really get them involved too much in your build-up play. You want to give them the ball in and around the box where they are lethal. Especially players like Batistuta or Mario, got great kicking power. Look, you don't want to involve them too much. They'll be waiting in the box, give them the ball, they will score. So that's essentially how you use a Fox in the Box, or at least the traditional Fox in the Boxes. Like, but look, again, he's dropped, and now Forlan and Robson are ahead of him, and they can create the goal. So the difference between a Fox in the Box and target man is this kind of run. Look, target mans will never try to make these direct runs, and Fox in the Box also very rarely, but when there is space, they are more traditional strikers, so they will try to get into the box and try to, if there is space, they will attack it. And they didn't do this last year. In PES 20, Fox in the Box movement was horrible. They never used to make runs like this direct into the box. They always used to be very lazy. That's why I didn't like them last year. But now we'll come to a very special Fox in the Box, which is the reason why I fell in love with this playstyle, and that is Marco van Basten, because this guy is unbelievable. Now, this system is with Inzaghi. You guys have probably seen this on my channel as well when I spoke about the Inzaghi review. But the difference in Van Basten is his passing is just immaculate. So when he drops back, you can really use him to get involved in build-up play. And you don't need to use him just as a poacher who you're going to give in the final minutes. Look, he gets the ball, he can turn, he can find lovely passes like this. Romario, Batistuta, most other Fox in the Boxes have pretty terrible passing stats, and that's why Van Basten for me is the best Fox in the Box. Look, even he's gonna act like a Fox in the Box. When you give him the ball in the box, he's gonna always do well with it. And even if we say a system like 4-3-1-2, right, where I showed you with Batistuta, you can get so much more out of this system if you use a Fox in the Box like Van Basten, who's gonna help out in build-up play rather than, just waiting in the box. That's why I don't generally like using Batistuta and Romario, but Van Basten, look, he drops, and that one-touch pass is so helpful because he can just give it to Boadu, who can quickly release Havertz, and they're off. Look, again, one-touch pass, quickly gives it to Boadu. It's so helpful when you have a player like Marco van Basten, who you can trust on the ball, who you know will give you good passing. And of course, once he's in the box, we don't have to talk about Van Basten. So he is my favorite Fox in the Box. There's no secret about it. And in case you guys have coins or eFootball points, you should definitely try to redeem even the iconic version from the eFootball store, because this guy is just a monster. If you haven't used him, you have to give him a try. And as I said, the other good fox in the boxes are players like Batistuta, Romario. If you want to use base players, Lukaku is really good. Zapata is good. But yeah, that's just about it. So that brings us to the end of the Fox in the Box and Target Man review, and that's where I'll be ending this video. So this will be part 1. So let me know if you guys want to see part 2 soon. It's probably gonna have goal poacher, dummy runner, and no playstyle at CF. How do they work? So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this video. Is it something you'd like to see more of? And if you have any playstyle that you would want me to look into in detail. So yeah, see you.